What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, well, yesterday in fact, we looked at a bunch of rulings from BT5 Battle of Omega. Today, well, yeah, we need to make sure that we, finish off the rulings, actually go through everything. Would be a little bit rude, quite frankly, if we didn't. So let's jump straight back into it, having a little bit of a look at Guilmon. And apologies, as always, for my possibly terrible pronunciation. It says that if this card was deleted by an effect, you gain a memory. What happens if one of the billion yellow cards that reduces your power to 0, reduces your power to 0 and deletes it? Does it activate? No, we've seen this ruling before. Reducing power to 0 is not an effect. Being deleted in battle isn't an effect. It has to be an actual effect which deletes it. Fake Agumon Expert's got a rather lovely skill on deletion. You may add a level 3 Digimon with an on deletion effect not named Fake Agumon Expert from your trash to your hand. Can I return a level 3 Digimon that has a when deleted evolution source effect to my hand? So something like the Gabumon, for instance, that's got that lovely draw inheritable skill. No, you can't, because that Digimon doesn't have an on deletion effect. The Digimon that hypothetically digivolves from it would. That ain't the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. Tactimon here comes along, and what we've got is a fairly awkward level 6, and when you attack, you choose to either gain a memory, gain 2000 power, or delete a level 3 Digimon. But if this is the only Digimon you have in play, you can actually do all of them instead. When I have no other Digimon, can I choose any of the effects to activate? Yes. Yes, you can. I.e., you don't need to. When I have no other Digimon, in which order to activate the 3 effects, well, you know the deal here, right? You're the player, so you choose the order in which they end up getting used. There's a new Diaboromon in the set. When you Digivolve, you may play a Diaboromon token. What's a token? We've looked at this before. Basically, it's just a Digimon. When it's in play, it's treated as a Digimon called Diaboromon. Now, Armageddon is one that I'm pretty excited about. When you play it from your hand, you may delete a Diaboromon to reduce its play cost by 12. It's a free cost then. And it's got Rush. And on everybody's turns, level 7s do not have when Digivolving effects. So when I play it, can I destroy a Diaboromon token to reduce my evolution cost? Yes, of course you can. Because remember, it's a Diaboromon. When it's in play, it's treated as a Diaboromon. So yes, you absolutely can. There's a new Omnimon coming here. It's got Advance when you Digivolve. And when you Digivolve, you unsuspend it. And on everybody's turn, if an opponent's effect would delete this Digimon or return it to your hand or deck, you may prevent that by trashing a level 6 Digimon card from under this Digimon. Well, when evolving into this card, can I resolve Advance first to attack and then put it active? Yes. If you choose to resolve Advance first, you will put this Digimon to rest and declare an attack, then put this Digimon to active. The attack itself only happens after any other effects of the same timing are resolved. So essentially, you go for the attack, suspend, unsuspend, go and do the attack, and at the end of the attack, oh look, you're unsuspended. When I use this Digimon's both players' turn effect, can I use my other Digimon's when deleted effects? No. Because it's both players' turn. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. As this card's both players' turn effect nullifies the effect of it being destroyed or returned to hand or deck, it is not actually destroyed, and you cannot use a when one of your other Digimon is destroyed effect here, because one of your other Digimon was not destroyed. Now, Omnimon's Wart, when you Digivolve, you trash the top 3 cards of your deck, and you may play 2 black or purple Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less without paying for it. And when attacking, you may return a level 6 Digimon from your Digivolution cards to your hand to delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with a play cost of 12 or less. So, can I choose any 2 purple or black Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less, even if they were not discarded by this effect? Of course you can. Of course you can. First you trash, then you look in the trash. Those 2 are completely and utterly separate. Now, moving over into Tamers here, we need to start off having a little bit of a look at Mimi Tachikawa and Izzy Azumi. What we've got here is, at the start of your turn, if your opponent has a suspended Digimon, you gain 2 memory. And when your level 5 green Digimon attacks, you may suspend this Tamer to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and Digivolve the attacking Digimon into a level 6 green without paying, which is quite nice. If my opponent has a Digimon suspended with Reboot and becomes active in my active phase, do I still get my 2 memory? Yes. Because the beginning of your turn is before your active phase. At the beginning of your turn, you gain a 2 memory, then you go to your active phase and your opponent's Digimon with Reboot gets activated, but at that stage you've already got your 2 memory, you're fine. If my green level 5 Digimon attacks and I find a green level 6, must I evolve? No. It's a you can, not a you must. If I reveal 2 or more green level 6, do I get to choose which one I Digivolve into? Obviously you do. Be weird if you didn't. When my Digimon attacks and evolves, do I draw 1 card because I've Digivolved? Well, yeah. You always draw 1 card when you Digivolve. You have Digivolved. You draw a card. And if I revealed a non-green Digimon card, can I Digivolve into them? No! Of course you can't. It specifically says green. Now, if I have 2 or more Tamers and my green level 5 attacks, can I put both Tamers to rest and open up the top 6 cards of my deck to choose a card to evolve into? Kind of. You see, what happens is you activate both Tamers' effects, but you resolve them one by one. So first you look at the top 3 cards of your deck. If the level 6 you Digivolve. If not, you just put the 3 cards to the bottom of your deck. Then you look at the top 3 of the second, etc, etc. But this is really important because, of course, if you Digivolved into a level 6 in the top 3 cards, you cannot then Digivolve into a level 6 from the second lot of 3 cards because you've already got a level 6 out at that stage. Although there is a fun little exception here with Rafflesimon, or Rafflesimon I think is actually called, because Rafflesimon can Digivolve from a level 6, so you would actually be able to Digivolve into a level 6 during the first activation, and then into Rafflesimon in the second activation, even though it's a different Digimon. We've already mentioned several times that when a Digimon is under an effect, evolving and Digivolving doesn't get rid of it. So even though you've Digivolved into a level 6, that level 6 in theory can Digivolve into a level 6 using this skill, just so long as it's a level 6 which can, like Rafflesimon here. That's a fun little ruling. If the level 6 Digimon I evolve into of this card's effect has an evolution effect, when does it activate? After all of your when attacking or when your Digimon attack and your opponent's, when your opponent's Digimon attack effects, when they've all gone, then you go. If this level 6 Digimon I evolve into has a when attacking effect, does the effect activate? No. You attack, then you look to get the level 6, then you Digivolve up. At that point, you can't have a when attacking effect because the attack has essentially already come along. You can't do it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Sonata Arada here does allow you to play a token when you Digivolve into Diaboromon, but we got the same ruling we've seen a million times here. What is a token? We know what a token is. Let's move on. Either Takumi, when you Digivolve, you can suspend it to draw 1, and on both players' turns, all level 3 Digimon lose 1 memory when attacking. Okay. Does it also mean my own level 3 lose a memory when attacking? Yes. It is all turns, all level 3 Digimon. If there are 2 of this Tamer in play, then do level 3s lose 2 memory when attacking? Yes, because they both activate. There we go. Moving into option cards here, we've got Rowdy Rocker. Rowdy Rocker, you may place a red level 4 or lower Digimon card from your hand under one of your Digimon, and if you do, you draw 2 cards. Can I put a red level 4 or less Digimon under the evolution sources of a Digimon that Digivolved from a Tamer? Yeah, of course you can. Because you're still a Digimon at this stage, so you're absolutely fine. I put a Digimon card under a Digimon that evolved from a Tamer. That Digimon then receives the effect of de-Digivolve and becomes a Tamer card. What happens to your evolution source? Nothing. It remains in the stack. However, because a Tamer is not a Digimon, any evolution sources, abilities you might have, don't actually activate. It's just a regular Tamer at that stage. Absolute Blast. Now, some of these might end up having slightly different names. We'll get there. You trash the Digivolution card at the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon, and then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the bottom of their deck. Can that be 2 different Digimon? Can I trash a Digivolution card from one of my opponent's Digimon, but then return a different one with no evolution cards to their deck? Yeah, of course you can. No reason why you can't. Spiral Masquerade. For each of your Digimon, activate the following effect. One of your opponent's Digimon loses 3,000 power. Okay. If I've got 2 Digimon out, can I use it on the same Digimon to lower it by 6,000 power? Yeah, of course you can. No reason why you couldn't. Wait, you can't actually fly? Love this card. You suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and if they've got a level 7 in play, you trash the top card of their security stack. Well, if they've got a level 7 Digimon and no security, do I win the game? No! Come on, we've been through this. You don't win the game by trashing a security card when your opponent has no security. You win the game by attacking when your opponent has no security. They're not the same thing. Hot, furious metal storm, or a blazing storm of metal, or call it what you will. All your Digimon with Reboot gain 1,000 power and blocker, which seems pretty gosh darn good. But it's also got a security effect that stops your opponent's Digimon attacking for the turn and then goes to your hand. Well, after my opponent activates this security effect, my Digimon with Pierce attacks and destroys my opponent's Digimon in battle. Does a security check still happen? Yeah. The security skill stops you attacking players for the turn, but you can still attack a Digimon and gain advantage of piercing. Catastrophe Cannon triggers de-Digivolve 2, and then if you've got a Diaboromon in play, you can play a Diaboromon token. Okay, so if my opponent has no Digimon I can target with de-Digivolve 2, can I still play a Diaboromon token? Yeah, you're fine. You're good to go. They're not dependent on each other. What if I don't have an actual Diaboromon in play, just a Diaboromon token? Can I then essentially use that Diaboromon token to activate the skill and play another Diaboromon token? Yes! It's the same ruling we've seen multiple times before. When it's in play, it's Diaboromon. When they're in play, we don't differentiate between a Diaboromon token and a regular Diaboromon. They are just all Diaboromon. Ultimate Flare is just de-Digivolve 3 and then delete all of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 3 or less. If my opponent has no Digimon I can target to de-Digivolve free, can I still use this to destroy or delete all of my opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 3 or less? Yeah. Once again, they are not dependent on each other. Revive from the darkness. I delete one of my purple Digimon, and then I can play a level 5 or lower purple Digimon from the trash without paying it. Sounds pretty good, to be honest. If I played a Digimon with an effect that says when your other Digimon are deleted, does that effect activate since I deleted one of my own Digimon with this card? No. You delete a Digimon, then you play a Digimon. So a Digimon like, something that's a Digivolve from a Garurumon would not give you an extra memory here. It's just not the way it works, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. You delete, then you play. By the time you play, it's a little bit too late here. Obviously, Garurumon wouldn't work because it's an inheritable skill. It's just an example of the kind of skill we're talking about. Ichi no Tachi, which pretty sure that's not what it's actually been translated as. It's Earthshaker. Delete one of your opponent's unsuspended level 4 Digimon and one of your opponent's unsuspended level 5 Digimon. Does that mean I can only use it if my opponent has an unsuspended level 4 and a level 5? No. Usual deal. Do what you can. You can get a level 4 and a level 5, or you can get a level 4 or a level 5. Now, All Delete is a card I am absolutely in love with because it's absolutely bonkers. It's a 10 cost card that returns a Digimon with Omnimon in its name to its owner's hand and deletes all Digimon and all Tamers in play. It's nuts. I love it. Does it get mine and my opponents? Yes, it's all Digimon and Tamers. It got everyone. Now, Omega X Antibody is another one of these with 1 billion ruling, so let's get rolling. Your Digimon with Omnimon in its name can Digivolve into this card in your hand for a memory cost of 3, ignoring any other Digivolution requirements. When attacking, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with power equal to or less than this Digimon's. And on your opponent's turn, when your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may trash 2 of this Digimon's Digivolution cards to end their attack. Okay. Hey, can I evolve my Digimon with Omegamon in the breeding area into this card? No! Breeding area never counts. It never counts. Well, there's rare exceptions, but it almost never counts. It says if it counts. When I attack an opponent's Digimon and use this skill to delete the target of the attack, what happens? Well, there's no attack. You go, I'm going to attack this Digimon. Ha, it's now deleted. Which means that there is no battle. Which is key, of course, because if you attack a Digimon with equal power to you, you can use this skill to delete them, and then there is no battle, and because there is no battle, you don't get deleted, which you would be if there was a battle. When this Digimon has Pierce and attacks an opponent's Digimon, then uses the when attacking effect to destroy the target of the attack, do I still get a security check from Pierce? No! Pierce kicks in when you attack a Digimon and delete it in battle. Here, you haven't deleted it in battle, you've deleted it with a skill, so Pierce would not kick in. You don't get to do a security check. Sorry. My opponent attacks my Digimon with this Digimon and uses its skill to delete the target of the attack. Can I still activate my other Digimon's blocker to block that attack? Yeah, of course you can. Essentially, what happens is your opponent tries to attack one of your Digimon, chooses to delete that Digimon with the skill, but the actual fight is redirected towards the blocker, and that would still absolutely happen. There would be something to fight, that being the blocker. Can I use this card's effect to end my opponent's Digimon attack before their when attacking skills activate? No! Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. As the turn player, your opponent resolves their effects first, then you resolve your effects, so they get all of their when attacking effects, then you can trash 2 Digivolution cards to stop the attack, but their effects have already happened. Sorry. My opponent's Digimon activates their when attacking effect to destroy another of their Digimon that has when destroyed effects, and I then use the effect to end the turn. Do those when destroyed effects activate after the attack ends? But they've still activated because the Digimon has still been deleted. They have still deleted one of their Digimon, so they still get the when deleted effects of it. When my opponent's Digimon attack, can I activate Rosemon's effect before activating this card's effect in order to end the attack? Remember, Rosemon's got a skill whereby when an opponent's Digimon attacks a player, if this Digimon is suspended, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Essentially, remember, you get to activate your effects in whatever order you like. You're not the turn player, you have to wait until your opponent has gone. But they attack, you do all of their when attacking effects, then you use Rosemon to suspend one of them, then you use Omnimon Antibody X or X Antibody to stop the attack. That all works very nicely. Can I use this card's effect to end my opponent's Digimon attack after the power comparison from battling? No. It's got to be when the attack happens. Having said that, most of the time it's going to be pretty public knowledge what's going to happen in the battle, so you should be able to look ahead and see it anyway. Is this treated then as the battle never happening? Well, the battle never happens, but the attack absolutely does, and as we've mentioned a couple of times, any when attacking effects will absolutely activate. Omegamon Zwart Defeat. This is the other secret rare. And what we've got here, it's a security card. So it's played if it comes out as a security card. When you Digivolve, you can delete a Tamer. And when it's deleted, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon. So the security, we got the same thing as always. There's a security battle. At the end of the security battle, regardless of what's happened, you just slot yourself into play. If this card is revealed from a security check, while my opponent's Digimon still has extra security attacks happening, what happens? I get played, then your opponent does the extra security checks. And can I destroy my opponent's Digimon that evolve from a Tamer with this card's when evolving effect? Well, no. Because we've seen that some Digimon can evolve from Tamers, but at the point you Digivolve from a Tamer, you're no longer a Tamer, you're a Digimon. You can delete them when you get deleted, that's fine, but you cannot delete them when Digivolving, because they're not a Tamer. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, lots of rulings to get through. We have now looked at every single ruling. You now have the knowledge you need to go forth and play these games. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I would love to hear what you think about all of these rulings and any other questions you've got. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.